Hello and welcome, everyone. I am your nutritionist and lead coach, Maddie, and I'm joined here today by Regina to share a little bit about her journey with us at Homemade Method. Thank you so much for joining us, Regina.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so Regina joined Homemade Method back in July of this year, 2024. So she's been with us for about 6 months. And Regina, do you mind sharing a little bit about why you joined and what your health was like prior to joining?
Sure. Over the last couple of years, I've had a number of surgeries that have caused a lot of ups and downs in my life. Even though I'm 72, I still work and I travel. I have a large family, and they're all over the place, including Europe. And I recently opened a satellite business in Europe so that I could work there. So I had a lot of balls up in the air. And every surgery had a little setback to it. And the last one wound up with something that was not easily overcome and was more long term. So not only was I facing the fact that I was now diagnosed with lymphedema, but I was facing the fact that I had something I couldn't magically make go away. And so when I talked to my doctor about the best way to manage it, and one thing you need to know about me is I'm a pretty stubborn old lady. And I decided that I am not going to be like everybody with lymphedema. I'm going to be different because I'm not ready to give up my life.
Yeah.
And so one of the things he told me was exercise, which I did. And I did start losing some weight with exercise. But when I went back to him and I said, what more can I do to keep this down and minimize it in my life? He said, if you lost a little weight, that would help.
Yeah.
And I'm an expert at losing weight, but not permanently. It always comes back again. And this time I knew that I couldn't afford to do that because this lymphedema was not going to go away. So I had a lot of success with a lot of programs until I stopped. And then, just like a lot of people who yo yo diet, that was me. And
Yeah.
I looked around at all the things I'd done before, and I was not interested in going backwards. So I happened to run across, I think it was on Facebook, an
Yeah.
ad about homemade meals, and you had a special going on for a free week. And I went ahead and signed up. And after doing a couple of the recipes, I just bit the bullet, and I'm so glad I did,
Yeah.
because this has truly changed the way I look at weight loss, the way I look at eating, and actually the way I look at myself. Because for the first time, I had confidence that when I lose this weight, it is not coming back. I feel sorry for whoever got it now, but it is not coming back here.
It is gone for good.
On for good. In fact, not long ago, I went through my closet, which is now half empty, or maybe a
Yeah.
third full, and all those clothes, some of which still have price tags on them, are out the door.
Yes, because they are not going to ever fit again. They're too big.
No, no.
That's amazing. How much weight have you lost in the program?
Actually, in on the program is probably been about 40 pounds. Um,
Wow.
but since my diagnosis, that was kind of my anniversary date, I've lost
Yeah.
68 pounds.
Wow. Incredible.
And the thing that I'm also proud of is that my BMI was 34 when I started, and back on November 30th, I left behind the obese scale, so they can't say this obese lady anymore. And it's now down to 29, and it's still going down. And I'm that means a lot to me as much as the number does.
Yes, of course, because it can categorize, it's not just a category like a number, it can categorize how you feel about yourself or how you see yourself, right?
Well, now with my chart, which a lot of people use, every time I read the report, is 70-year-old, 71, and the obese is always in there. And doesn't
Right.
matter what I think about myself or how I feel about myself, just seeing those on a piece of paper and a permanent record does affect me. And
Yeah.
sayonara, no more.
I love that. Well, I'm so proud of you. You
Okay.
have come so far. And I remember when you joined, you reaching out, just being like, how am I going to make this work? And you were talking about dealing with like this insane swelling of your legs and like all these, the health issues that you were facing. Um, And I love that your mindset has been so geared towards healing. You did understand that losing some weight would help your situation, and it felt so good to do so. But your mindset really focusing on like, I'm going to heal my body, and that is my number one goal. And the amazing side effect is that you've lost like close to 68 pounds in the past 6 months.
I know that is that it truly is a side benefit. I mean, it sounds weird to say that, but I truly believe that if somebody told me a year ago I would have to lose 60 to 70 pounds, I would not be here now,
Yeah.
because I would be focused on that number and on that scale. And it
Yeah.
was never about a number. My doctor literally said some weight.
Yeah.
And but I'm feeling better, I'm moving better, I'm recovering from this surgery so much better than before.
Yes.
And I like to cook, but I have a large family and I still don't know how to cook for just one person. And there were so many things about the menus. They were new menus I'd never made before. We're big, I always had a garden in the past, and we're big raw vegetable eaters, but not incorporated in the meal. And the food tasted good. Actually, a lot of my recipes only needed a few little adjustments to make them compatible with what you have.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought so too, because there wasn't that, I thought I'm going to have to get rid of a lot of these things, but I haven't had to give up much about what I have. And every once in a while, if I do indulge, it has not affected my bottom line at all. At
Yeah.
scale, even during these 4 weeks of recovering from surgery, the weight loss has been slow, but it has been slow and going down. And I am now ordering my fifth swimming suit since I started. So the other one is a little too loose for me.
A loose swimsuit is not gonna happen. That's not. Oh my God, I love that so much. That is amazing. And what a sweet thing to be like, I'm shrinking
I
again.
know.
I do did you like how many pant sizes have you shrunk?
Well, the clothes that I got rid of, the largest were 3X, and I now take a large.
That's amazing.
I know. I have so many things that I like that I couldn't wear anymore, but I didn't like them that much that I get back in.
Yeah.
But no, it got to the point where things were literally falling off and I had to go get something. And my sister-in-law loves shopping and she makes it fun. So I already gave
Oh,
heads up that next time I visit, that's what we're going to have to do.
I love
But
that.
it's changed everything. It's changed the way, and in fact, it's changed my taste buds. I grabbed
Hmm.
somebody gave me a piece of butterscotch candy, which I hadn't had for a long time, and I literally spit it out. It was so sickening sweet. I couldn't
Yeah.
stand it. And sometimes I buy deli meat just to have a protein or something as a snack. And it was so salty, I spit it out. So over the weekend, I got just some turkey breasts and roasted them, sliced them up, and so much better. But it's not because my diet said I had to do it or because I need to lose 5 pounds. It's because that was the healthiest thing to do. And
And
that's
that's what
a lot of what homemade meals has taught me.
Yeah, it's what your body craves now. Once you start
Exactly.
shifting into like more whole foods, a little less processed, like sodium high things, like your taste buds totally shift and there's less refined salts, less refined flours. It's pretty incredible how your taste buds will shift and how your cravings shift.
They do.
It's
Absolutely.
amazing. I love that just that small tweak being like I used to buy deli meat and now I just roast my own turkey breast and it's brilliant. It's what I want.
Yeah.
Um,
And I can adjust the taste for however I want.
exactly.
And that's the important part to me. Like I said, I love to cook.
Yeah.
And so this has given me a whole slew of recipes, things I hadn't tried before that I'm willing to try because it's not 10 servings, it's only one. And one
Yeah.
serving is not a big deal. And also I before this, I mean, I used to make my own yogurt and bake my own bread. And when the
Oh,
little, it was like no fast food or anything like that. And obviously over the years that has changed, but it's really brought me back to where I don't really want that stuff anymore. And
yeah.
I have so many options with all the recipes that are in the app. I think I
Yeah.
mentioned in one comment, I wanted Thai food. I put in Thai. And I had a whole week of Thai food.
Yeah.
That was great.
Oh,
Where
that's so
can you get
awesome.
that? You can't. And every single one of them is acceptable. And
Yeah.
that opens up a whole slew of opportunities and adventures. It really is. You know,
Oh,
you want to go to Italy, put in Italian and see what you get.
yes. I love that. That's beautiful. Well, this has been so amazing talking to you. It's really inspiring just to like see, you were affected, your life was so greatly affected by the aftermath of one of your surgeries. And you're very much of a go-getter kind of gal. You are a busy woman and like you've got your own business, you've got a big family, and so to be so affected, negatively affected by a health issue that's not just gonna go away like this. Like,
Right.
really it took a lot of effort on your part and you've done it. I mean, you were just mentioning that you went to your doctor post-surgery this time and they were like, you don't really have edema buildup.
No, and that was my biggest fear, was blowing up again. And I
Mm.
blew up so badly that when I was put back on home health. And when the physical therapist came, they literally had to lift my legs. I Once I was out of the edema wraps and just using compression socks, I lost 14 pounds of fluid just from my legs.
Oh,
And my legs just kept swelling and swelling. The skin was splitting because it was just stretched out so much. This was very scary. And nobody at first knew what it was. They just gave me antibiotics and diuretics, and none of that stuff worked. And so that went on for about 2.5 months before I was able to get in and get diagnosed. And that scare, I wouldn't wish it on anybody, but it was scary. And that's why I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to be laid up, no swimming pool. I don't know about eating or any of that stuff. And I'm going to blow up again. And it didn't happen.
yeah.
Didn't
Oh,
happen.
I'm so grateful to hear that. That sounds like you've really reduced the inflammation that was probably contributing to that. Your body has done some major healing in the
Yeah.
past 6 months, and you're in a much more stable place health-wise, and
You
that's
know, if
amazing.
there's one thing that I would like to add is that
Yes.
I'm just a plain old common ordinary person. And this is a very special program.
Oh,
And so anybody can do this. There's nothing magical or special about what I did except commit.
yes.
And so I think that anyone who's dealing with issues and having a rough time would have the same success that I did. And it's
Mhm.
just a question of how badly do you want it, and how much are you willing to work for it? Not necessarily the weight loss, but all of the health benefits that come with it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh.
getting all emotional thinking about this,
Mhm.
but it truly is something that I think is so adaptable, so adjustable, so malleable that anybody would succeed. And
Oh.
thank you to you.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm so grateful that you joined and you committed so wholeheartedly. Like, you're in the members only group so often, and not only sharing your own story, but supporting your peers in the program, and that kind of community, that kind of support, you reaching out for one-on-one coaching like right away after joining, like that kind of commitment is everything. That's what makes this
I'm
possible.
sorry, this is like I
No, you're fine. You're a-okay. It's life-changing. It is life-changing, and that is emotional because
it is. It
it's
is.
really hard to be in pain and to feel like your health is out of your hands. It's a very scary thing, right? It brings up mortality. It brings up all these things that are
Yes.
like very, very overwhelming. And
And for
so,
me, it was changing my whole life
yeah,
because I was traveling. Well, there were a couple years I was gone more than I was at home.
wow.
And I love what I do. I love going. And right now I'm looking at a potential project in Alaska for the National Park Service. I
Wow.
can't be here with legs that don't work.
Yeah,
So, but the thing is, I'm glad that I looked through. I'm not a big technology fan or Facebook
yeah.
fan, but I'm glad I took the step. And, and it's been so incredibly not only easy, but it's been so incredibly fun. And I
Yeah.
think that if you can make it fun and it becomes easy, then the question of whether it will work is not even an issue.
Yeah. Wow. I agree. I agree. Um, well, we are going to wrap this up now. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You are quite
Um,
welcome.
yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone who tuned in. And